first time you have a meeting with someone, you either have a chance of winning business or potentially losing it. I'm going to give you today a really simple 4-step process to follow for any first meeting you have with a prospect, whether it's a referral or a new opportunity that's going to help you stand a better chance of carrying on that conversation and winning the business. My name is James White. I'm a small business sales expert, help service businesses and sales professionals everywhere get great sales results. Let's look at my LAPS model in order to make sure that first conversation goes really well and potentially, hopefully, leads to a sale. Let's have a look at the video. So that first conversation is so critical, and unfortunately, so many salespeople get it wrong. They end up talking, they end up pitching, they end up saying how great their company is, and they forget the fact that the prospect or the person they're talking to doesn't care about this. The person you're talking to, and as I've said in lots of other videos, only really cares for what you can do for them. So I want you to just remember this simple LAPS model when you're thinking about sales conversations in the future. Point number 1 is this: listen. Your job is to talk for no more than 20 to 25% of the conversation. Your job is to listen. Use 2 ears and 1 mouth in proportion. Focus on trying to get to know the other person and what's going on in their world, as we'll talk about in a moment with the next stage, but focus on listening rather than talking. It's a massive first factor in sales conversations, and those people that do brilliantly at selling get this right. The second thing to do is to ask great questions. You should have a list of questions. I'm going to put a link in the video to my 52 downloaded questions. Have a list of questions that you can ask when you have conversation with someone. Things such as, tell me more about what it is you're looking to achieve, and what made you want to have a conversation with me today, and how big is this issue for you, and what are the implications of not resolving that? There's a range of questions you can ask at the right time in the conversation to get to know the other person. When you do this, when you ask these questions in the right way, great things happen. Sales is all about asking questions that are open, that allow the other person to share what they're thinking, and from that you can then gauge and gather information to hopefully decide on the next best steps. Ask questions is the second part of LAPS, and it's critical. Become an expert at asking questions and you're going to be in great sales shape. The third point within LAPS is simple, and it's something again that most sales and business people don't do. Probe. Probe into the answers that you get from the person you're talking to. When they share with you that something's happened, probe into that, but use the right tone and empathy to make that conversation feel great for them. Tell me more about that. You mentioned X. I'd really need to know what you meant by that. Or you told me about a particular issue that you had in this area. What went on there? Tell us more. The whole idea is you want to probe with empathy and in a really nice tone to make the other person know that you're really interested in finding out what's going on in their world, so that they can open up and share the nuggets of information that are critical for selling. When you probe, you find out information beneath the skin, beneath the surface, and it's those bits of information such as where they've maybe made other investments before, or where they've had challenges previously and they tried to do something that didn't work, and across different areas you get to find much more information when you probe and go in, not in an interrogative way. You're not trying to make them feel like they're under investigation, but probe with empathy. Tell me more about that. What happened there? Talk me through that a bit more. I'm so sorry to hear that. What went on? You want to probe with empathy, and if you do, once you've asked the right questions, the door's going to open up. And the final point within that first meeting that we want to focus on is to summarize. At the end of the session, maybe you've booked 30 minutes in for that call. We want to then be in a position to say, look, thanks ever so much for your time today, Nisha. I've really enjoyed chatting to you. And what I've heard from you is this, and this. Show that you've understood that person. Show that you've really captured their requirements or their challenges or their issues and summarized what's happened. I've noted down that you've had this issue, and this issue, and that you're really keen to get that resolved and get this resolved. And then you want to ask this simple question at the end. Have I summarized that correctly? Have I covered that correctly? Or maybe, have I missed anything? Hopefully they're going to reply with a no, that's fine, that's great, yes, you've recorded all that I've asked you to, or you've covered the key points within our conversation. When you summarize correctly, what you can also then do is lead on to the next stage, which enables you to hopefully carry the conversation on to a next meeting or a follow-up proposal or whatever you're looking to do. And that's to ask the prospect and the person you're talking to what they'd like to do next. Once we've summarised effectively, it enables us to really make sure that we carry the conversation forward, maybe to another meeting, or maybe even to carry the conversation on if you think that it's worth doing at that point in time. But the point being, by summarising, you've shown that you're interested in them, you've shown you've captured their requirements, and it's hopefully given them an insight that you're someone that they want to work with. So there you go. There's the 4 simple things to remember when it comes to having that first conversation with a new prospect. Whether it's a referral or a brand new lead, focus on laps. Listen, ask, probe and summarise, and you won't go far wrong. You'll get great sales results. And if you use this tool and this framework in the right way, you're going to be a sales champion and get the results you and your company want. If you've enjoyed watching this, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let's make sure we get other people using laps in the right way to get great sales results. My name's James White. I share videos every Saturday morning, and I look forward to sharing another video with you next week. Take care.